Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, we are going to be talking about the summer transfer window. There is a lot that we do have to discuss. If you guys are new here, welcome to the channel. I'm happy you guys are here. If you guys are Barcelona fans, this is going to be the channel for you guys, where we do talk about everything in regards to the Barcelona world. And so once again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you guys are watching me for the first time, my name is Kevin Cortez. No, I am not from Spain. Everybody assumes that I am from Barcelona for some reason. I might look Spanish or whatever, but I am from the US, California to be specific, and to be very specific, I live in the Bay Area. So yeah, I live very far away from Spain. I have a few friends in Spain, but all in all, though, that's who I am, right? I'm Kevin Cortez from the US, and I'm just a big fan of FC Barcelona. So you and me might actually be very the same, right? You might be from the US and you're watching me, and you also support FC Barcelona. So that gives you even a bigger reason on why you should be subscribing to this channel. I think that we can build a very strong community here, and so let's do this, right? It's going to be a lot of fun. There's a lot that we do have to discuss, and also I want to ask you guys a very important question. Let me know in the comment sections down below, what do you guys think about this whole like new wave of videos that I have been distributing on this channel? Like, do you like the fact that I have been posting 5 to 4 times a day, or do you like to go back to like those regular 1 to 2 videos a day? But it just won't be like on a face-to-face type of thing. Like, what would you guys like to see? Do you guys enjoy the current upload status in this YouTube channel? So let me know. I would love to hear your guys' opinion. So let's talk about Alessandro Bastoni first, because we do have some new developments. So he is 26 years old. He is Italian. Yes, he knocked out Italy from the World Cup. No, it's not funny. It's not funny, guys. Don't laugh. Yeah. So yeah, he's a center back, also left-footed. Ideally, one of the main objectives for FC Barcelona to reinforce that defensive line. And to give you guys context, the reason why Hansi Flick and Deco want Bastoni is because he's a ball progressor, right? He's somebody who can receive the ball and move the ball forward, whether that is through a pass or through dribbling. He can add numbers in the midfield and have that numerical superiority, and really give Barcelona that advantage, which would advance players like Frankie and Pedri to move forward and find goal-scoring opportunities. Bastoni is that guy. He's reliable. And I think that he's also going to be able to unlock players like Alejandro Balde to move forward safely. Even with Joao Cancelo as well. There's a lot of things that Bastoni can bring. And I really do wonder whether, if Bastoni were to come at Barcelona, could we see a back 3 system with Bastoni in the center? The Bastoni could really change a lot in terms of like our tactics and the way that we do embrace our football. But that's besides the point. In terms of the personal terms between Bastoni and FC Barcelona, it is expected, according to all reliable sources, that is not going to be a big issue. That whatever Barcelona want to propose to Bastoni, Bastoni is willing to accept. And so Bastoni knows that Barcelona want him, and Bastoni made it very clear that he would love to go to the Spotify Camp Nou next season. We all know this. However, right? Of course, the biggest obstacle would be between Barcelona and Inter Milan, because Inter Milan are saying, and they did say a couple of hours ago, that they are okay with Bastoni and Barcelona talking. They're okay with their players speaking to another club. They gave the green light recently, and they said, you guys can go ahead, have those conversations, try to sort out what type of contract you guys want to develop yourselves. And then after that, once you guys do have that personal agreement, then come to us. This is what the CEO is saying. Then come to us and have that conversation with us and see how much you guys can pay us for the release of Bastoni. And Inter's valuation is around 70 to 80 million euros. However, the expected opening bid that Barcelona is expected to propose to Inter is going to be around 40 to 45 million euros. And so it is highly possible that they could meet in the middle. So maybe they could meet around 55 to 60 million euros, which would be very ideal, right? Very much on the exact same price tag of somebody like Dani Olmo. Dani Olmo is an attacker. So I think that Barcelona can get a new deal. Also consider this, Bastoni's amortized book value is very low for Inter. Like, I'm gonna just guess here and I'm gonna put out like a random number. I do think that Inter Milan have around 8 to 9 million euros to pay off for Bastoni in terms of like the transfer fee or whatever. Like, it's very low. Maybe it's at 0, as a matter of fact. It could be, which means that if Inter Milan were to sell Bastoni for maybe even 20 million euros, that is a huge profit on Inter Milan's books. It would be very positive. And so we also have to keep that into account. It's kind of like how if Barcelona were to sell Ansu Fati for, let's just say, 9 million euros, that 9 million euros is going to be pure profit for Barcelona. It would be a huge boost for the club. So it all depends on what Barcelona do in terms of like trying to comply with that, with La Liga's squad cost limit. That is the most important thing. They have to make sure that they sell and sell correctly, make sure that there's enough space, make sure that they can tell La Liga that, hey, look, we have enough assets. Look at our squad cost value. Look at how much we have reduced our wage bill. And we have this whole thing with Bastoni sorted it out. Can we register this player safely? It's one of the things that Barcelona have to take care of. And so that is going to be the latest in regards to Bastoni. I now want to move on towards Lewandowski because we do have a new valuation on just how much Barcelona would be saving with the release of Lewandowski. And this is going to be surprising you guys a lot. So there is this rule called the 1-1 rule, according to La Liga, right? And Barcelona have to comply to that 1-1 rule. Barcelona have to make sure that they are in a situation where every time they do save or they do generate €1, they can spend that €1 safely. If they are not in the 1-1 rule, right? Because that is what the 1-1 rule is. That basically means that if they save or generate €1, La Liga is going to say, oh, you're only allowed to spend 30% of that €1. So like, I don't know, like, 30% of that €1 is like very little. Because La Liga is saying that you guys are not complying with the 1-1 rule, you guys have massive wages to fulfill, we're not going to allow you to spend a damn thing unless it's like 30% of that €1 that you have saved or that you have generated. I'm sorry. That's how La Liga likes to work. Obviously, Barcelona want to be in a good position where they are in the 1-1 rule, where every time they do save or generate money, they can spend that full amount, whatever that may be, 20, 30, 40, 50 million euros. So, with that being said, if Lewandowski does leave this summer, that would mean that Barcelona would be saving 40 million euros on the wage book. That is a lot of money, 40 million euros. And the reason why it's so high is because his whole contract situation is very backloaded. Remember how I did talk about how the only way Barcelona were able to introduce Lewandowski back in the summer of 2022 is if they told Lewandowski and Bayern that once Lewandowski comes in, they're going to pay him very low. But that money that's supposed to be owed in the season 1 and season 2 is going to go into season 3 and season 4. So it's very backloaded. That is how Barcelona were able to afford Lewandowski in the short term and in the summer of 2022 when Barcelona were financially damn near bankrupt. And so now Barcelona do owe Lewandowski those 40 million euros. However, if he does leave, right, that means that Barcelona don't have to pay the 40 million euros. They're gonna free up so much space in that wage bill. It's not even gonna be funny. Like you could fit 2 to 3 other players if Lewandowski does leave. So Barcelona's in a situation here. However, this is the reason why Barcelona also said that if Lewandowski extends for one more season until the summer of 2027, that would mean that Lewandowski is also taking on a wage cut of like 50 to 60%. So if Lewandowski does continue with us, it's not going to be 40 million euros, right? It's going to be around 18 to 20 million euros. That's where Barcelona want Lewandowski because they want to cut the wage bill. They want to be able to afford and fit in new players to reinforce the left wing position, the center back position, and the striker position. We'll talk about that in just a few seconds actually. We're about to finish. But there is a 1-year renewal offer on the table. And I want to ask you guys this. Would you guys just let go of Lewandowski and just not even worry about paying him 18 to 20 million euros or 40 million euros? Would you guys let him go? Like, do you want that extra space, and who are you willing to put in with that type of wage bill space? It's insane. And even with Andreas Christensen, it is expected that if he were to leave as well, he can free up to 25 million euros on the wage bill. So Barcelona have huge moves to make. It's very much possible to fit in 3 to 4 different players in this upcoming summer transfer window without even really doing a lot of work. It's very interesting. So let's move on towards the next conversation. And now I want to speak about Abde. Why are we speaking about Abde? I'm saying this because a massive report came out coming from Samuel, who represents ESPN, who is one of the most reliable sources at Barcelona. He has said that, yes, it's official that Barcelona have huge plans for the attack. They want to rejuvenate their attack, not just in the striker position, but also on the left wing position. They want to reinforce the left wing position, the striker position, and of course the center back position. With that being said, the idea to reinforce the left wing position, no, the striker position and the center back position is very clear. They want Bastoni and they want Julian Alvarez or maybe Osimhen or maybe Young or whoever, right? But on the left wing position, there's decisions to be made. We talked about Marcus Rashford before. We're not going to get into that situation right now. If nothing goes through with Rashford and it just gets very complicated and United are saying like, no, 45 million euros, we're also going to welcome new bids or whatever, like worst case scenario, Rashford does not continue with us. Barcelona are looking at Abde to reinforce the left wing side. Abde, a player that we used to have back in 2021, I believe, 2022 and 2023 until he left in 2024. If you guys are not familiar with Abde, Abde is Moroccan. He's also a winger who can play on the right side, left side, but primarily on the left wing position. He's still in his early 20s. I think he's like 22, 23 years old, very young. Also considered as a La Masia graduate, I guess you can say, right? Because he did play in the youth divisions, if I'm not mistaken. All in all, though, Abde is somebody who loves FC Barcelona. He gives that Barcelona spirit and personality that I really do like. And I want you guys to like look at something here, right? I did post something on X on my Twitter. Go follow me on there. If you guys are not following me, go follow me because I do post a lot on there. And I gave out some very interesting insights in regards to Abde. Abde right now, in 32 matches with Real Betis, and Real Betis are in 5th place in La Liga. He has 9 goals and 7 assists. That is 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 goal contributions in 32 matches. That is a efficient left winger. And that's really good for where he's at right now. And especially for his age and because of how long he has been at Real Betis. He's 24 years old, right? He's going to be turning 25 on December 17th, 2001. So with that being said, right, I want to actually look at his contract situation with Real Betis. He has a contract until 2029. His market value is 30 million euros. Yeah, he did play for Barcelona B, Barca Athletic, okay, whatever. Okay, so let's go back to what I was saying, right? So if you go back on my post, I did say that, yeah, he has 9 goals and 7 assists in 32 matches. When you compare that to another prospect that Barcelona are possibly maybe looking to bring in, like John Virgili, because Abde's not the only one, John Virgili has 25 matches, 0 goals and 4 assists with Mallorca. Not as efficient as Abde. And they both basically play on the same side. Now you can argue, oh, John Virgili plays on the attacking midfield position. Abde plays on the right wing, attacking midfield position. But in general, these are left wingers. And John Virgili is no match for Abde right now. Even though John Virgili is like 3 to 4 years younger than Abde. But still, Abde is that guy right now. And then you look at Ansu Fati. And yes, you can argue, Ansu Fati's been playing as a striker or whatever. But I would say about 70% of the time he has been on the left. And his stats are not that bad, but it's not on par with Abde. 23 matches played, has 9 goals like Abde, but 0 assists. So you look at Abde and you're like, and you really look at this context and you say, Abde is somebody who is kind of low-key the real deal. Like if we want to bring somebody back into our club and pay a small fee, it would be this man here. And I went further, right? Because it's not just the goals and the assists in terms of like, a left winger, you also want to look at how do they press, how do they defend, because we want to look for a player that can kind of replicate what Rafinha does. And so I did make another post and I said, Abde is tied with Rafinha in assist this season with 7. And he has 6 more assists than Ferran Torres, who has 1, and Lewandowski, who also has 1. I know these 2 players are strikers. However, I want to really give you guys context on just how frequent he has been in terms of goal contributions. Abde has been good. And we're talking about a Real Betis side who are in 5th place in La Liga. One of the reasons why they're in 5th place is because of Abde's emergence and how well he has been able to gel with the other players around him at the Real Betis. So he is a chance creator, somebody who can find those crosses, somebody who can take on different players on 1v1 situations. Barcelona want a left winger that can go on 1v1s comfortably, somebody who always attacks, always try to penetrate through the defensive line. Abde is that man. He brings a lot of energy to the table. And I think that what truly does attract Deco and Fleek right now is his defensive game. Because we want somebody that can press from the front, that can lead the press like Rafinha does. Abde is a bull. Because when you compare Abde to Rafinha in this season, Abde exceeds Rafinha in successful tackles per 90 by like quadruple. Rafinha is slightly better in blocks per 90. In terms of clearances per 90, Rafinha is also better as well. But then when you look at the headed chances per 90, Abde is clear. Interceptions per 90, Abde is clear. Possession won in the final third, which is the most important stat, right? How many times can you take the ball away in the final third from the opposition? Abde on average does 1.11 per 90, while you have Rafinha as 0.76. That is like what? Like almost double? So Abde is a huge upgrade in terms of taking the ball away from the opposition in the final third, because Abde is organized. He knows how to press. He knows how to get the ball away. It's really, really cool to see this and how much Abde has improved at Real Betis. And it's expected that his price range, if Barcelona were to bring him back in, because they have not fully let him go, it's most likely going to be around 25 to 28 million euros, around there. Maybe 20 million euros, best case scenario. And the only reason why it's so damn high is because Barcelona actually gave up 30% of the rights of Abde only because Barcelona really wanted to sell Vitor Roque away from Real Betis. And Real Betis were like, okay, if you want us to sell Vitor Roque so you guys can have your funds or whatever and take like 90% of those funds and those profits, then give us 30% of Abde's rights. And so that's basically the reason why if Barcelona were to bring back Abde, it would be for a higher fee than usual, than how it was originally when it was set up about a year and a half ago. And so it is going to be around 25 to 28 million euros at the very most. It's still less compared to Rashford. And Abde is somebody who is proven that he can in some way be successful at this club because he was really good under Xavi Hernandez. One of the main contributors towards our press. Had the heart, had the spirit. He is a fighter. So let me know in the comment section down below, what do you think about this potential move of Abde acting as a backup to Rafinha? Do you see him as reliable? Do you see him as somebody who can really bring on the success and the goals and the assist that we are looking for the next season? And so that is it, right? That is going to be wrapping up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out, guys.